Black Ops 6's Liberty Falls is noticeably harder than any Cold War map, but today I'm going to show you the strategy I've been using to hit those higher rounds. Going into it, take the best SMG you have unlocked for your loadout, and if you want to know which augments to take, I have a short 2-minute video in the top right that can help you with that setup. Right off the bat, you're going to want to just make your way around the map, opening doors, unlocking Pack-a-Punch. For the first 20 or so rounds, it's relatively simple since the Mangler onslaught really hasn't begun yet. One of the big things about Black Ops 6's new armor system is you need to upgrade as early and often as possible. This game gets very fast paced very quickly, and if your armor isn't upgraded yet, you will take early downs. Then for your main 4 perks, focus on getting Jug, PhD, Speed Cola, and Quick Revive while you spin the box for the Ray and Jet Gun. At this point, you can pretty much train anywhere as it won't be too hectic yet, but I would just follow the box around while spinning for the Wonder Weapon after getting your armor to at least tier 2. I would also highly recommend for serious attempts just taking the Wonder Bar Gobblegum. The drop rates on these Wonder Weapons can be very bad at times. And as a quick note while running the next part of this strategy, eventually you're going to want to make your way to the Wonder Fizz that spawns at around 25 on the roof to max out your perks, and then work on getting the Ray Gun to tier 3 before the Jet Gun. Once you get your perks and guns, the best place I've found to train for the mid rounds for a good mix of speed and difficulty is the bowling alley. Inside of here, you won't have to deal with abominations. You can see in the gameplay we went all the way up to round 44, and there was not a single time an abomination made its way into the alley, only coming out once I left the area. This does have the unfortunate side effect of a lot more Manglers spawning, but if you play it right, this isn't too much of an issue early on. Focus on using the Ray Gun to target their cannons right away. This not only does extra damage, but once you knock it off, they do just become slightly faster zombies. Get good enough at this and they'll eventually become much less of a factor, but these things are very strong and will probably get nerfed in the near future. I've noticed that the main way myself and other people tend to go down in this game and map is either through poor armor management or just not respecting the Mangler's blast. You always need to be scanning for extra plate drops on the ground, and when taking risky paths with your training, be ready to replenish your armor as you're doing it and taking the hits to keep yourself alive. For the actual Mangler shots, the main thing to look out for is to just be sure that they don't impact you in the direction of your horde. Since it does have some decent knockback, that can lead to a quick down if you get lazy with your positioning. Remember, this game is incredibly fast paced and there is not a lot of time you can relax outside of the spider rounds. At this point, if you're not super unlucky, you'll probably have a Jet Gun, and while it won't completely break on you this time, you still need to be aware of when it hits 0, since causing that overcharge will delay when it can begin recharging for ammo. This thing is very powerful when used correctly. Just make sure not to suck yourself into the horde completely and have good charge management and you should be fine. But really don't rely on this too much. Your Ray Gun will be your main weapon. If you unfortunately are being unlucky and having trouble getting the Wonder Weapons out of the box and rounds are starting to go up, just try and grab a legendary SMG or LMG in the meantime and just upgrade that. Most of them will be able to deal with the normal zombies and somewhat the Manglers into the mid rounds while you wait for the Ray Gun. Another big skill to develop for Black Ops 6 is to be constantly cycling your score streaks while also keeping your get out of jail free card up. What do I mean by that? Well, any of the score streaks that take you into the computer for a period of time can be used to pull zombies away from you when stuck in a corner or hoarded up. These are the things like the missile or the attack helicopter. You can cycle that by quickly grabbing whatever drop is on the ground, using it right away, and then re-grabbing your bailout score streak. This helps speed up rounds while also keeping you safer. Eventually though, the late game is going to get so hectic you will probably have to start using the 2 traps on the map. This is going to happen late round 30s, mid round 40s. These are both in pretty wide open areas and are very strong. So just use all of this massive area around you to train and drop these traps off cooldown, and then kill whatever stragglers you can by using the Ray and Jet Gun if needed. Also, since abominations will start to spawn now, you want to deal with them as the same way you deal with the Manglers. Walk them into the damage zones of the traps and try and melt them with the Ray Gun while they're slowed and taking that dot damage. These traps are your best friend now. Be kind to them. And finally, remember this is not an easy strategy and it will take time. This game is pretty easy in the early rounds but have a very steep curve with the increase in Mangler spawns. Just take the game slow, abuse the crafting table to get good score streaks if you aren't getting lucky drops. If you're still here, you probably want to see more Black Ops 6 Zombies content in the future, so subscribe for that. There's more coming and I'll see you in the next one.